guys, welcome to the channel. I am Nurse Meg from nursemegrn.com, and I wanted to take some of my TikTok videos and put them all together as a video on YouTube. One of my most popular segments on my TikTok channel is the creepiest stories. So I love telling ghost stories and haunted stories in the hospital, and I love hearing those stories. So if you have any creepy things that have happened to you at work, I would love to hear them. Put the stories down below in the comments. I don't just tell scary stories, I also give tons of tips and resources for nursing students and new nurses. I want to help the next generation of nurses be the most confident and skilled generation of nurses ever. Don't forget to check out my blog. I'll put a link down below in the description with a ton of resources and help for new nurses. I also have a ton of free videos and resources on my Instagram and my TikTok. Don't forget to follow me there. I'm on all the social media platforms. I will also put links down below to all of those. So let's do this. Here is the first compilation of creepiest things that have ever happened to me as a nurse.
I debated a long time whether or not I should do this series, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Creepiest things that have happened to me as a nurse. Part 1. This one night shift, the hospital was at capacity, and we were changing beds left and right, admitting, discharging. And we had run out of beds, and the only bed that was available was broken, so we had to go all the way downstairs to a different building to get a new bed. I went with another tech, and the room was totally creepy and dark, and there was only one bed left. On our way back, as we're totally creeped out, it's about 3 in the morning, in this long hallway, we're in the middle of the hallway, and the lights flash on and off. The tech I'm with screamed, I screamed right after because she screamed, and then we saw this in the middle of the bed. A huge, giant man's footprint, so creepy. I know it wasn't there when we picked up the bed because we made the bed. I will never forget that night. This photo is actually on my Instagram. You should follow me on Instagram. What creepy stories do you have? Welcome back. This is Creepiest Things That Have Happened to Me as a Nurse, Part 2. Okay, so I used to work in a nursing home when I first graduated, and sometimes we would have patients on hospice, and hospice nurses would come and spend the night with them if their family couldn't come. So one of my favorite hospice nurses that would come, let's call her Ellen. One night I asked, Ellen, what is the craziest thing that's happened to you as a hospice nurse? And she said, oh, honey, sit down for this one. In her words, this one time I was watching a patient, and he was like a convicted felon and a pedophile and had all these things that he went to prison for. As he started and ended the chain strokes breathing, he was at the end. I thought he was about to die, and then he sat straight up in the bed, eyes as wide as possible, screamed out bloody murder, and then laid down and died. Nope. Here we go, creepiest things that have happened to me as a nurse, part 3. One time I was in ICU helping another nurse, Francis, bathe a patient who had been there for about 4 days. He was in a horrible accident. He was declared brain dead, like no brain activity EEG whatsoever. And the family was deciding whether to take him off life support, and they only had like a couple more hours to decide because the doctor had given him like 3 days to decide. The family was from Haiti, and they were performing rituals and praying over him 24 hours a day the entire time he was there, even when we were bathing him. The other nurse that I was bathing the patient with likes to talk to comatose patients. So she's talking to him. Let's call him Larry. Larry, move your foot. Larry, hold my hand. Larry, we're going to turn you over. All of a sudden, Larry grabs her hand. I literally just got goosebumps retelling this story. So she keeps talking to him even louder. Larry, move your foot. The family starts to gather around and starts praying really, really loud in their Creole language. He started to move more. Scans later in the day showed brain activity. 4 months later, he walked into the ICU to thank us. Ask and you shall receive. Creepiest things that have happened to me as a nurse, part 4. Okay, so I was working night shift, and my computer that I always went back to chart on, the patient across from the computer was passing away and was with a sitter. And the sitter kept slamming the door open, and I kept like closing it gently because the family asked us to keep it closed, and she would like slam it open. Finally, I went in, and I was like, why do you keep slamming the door open? The family wants it closed. And she goes, I haven't gotten up from the seat. I thought you were slamming it open and being super rude. And I was like, what? So then we kept it open, and he passed away that night. So the lesson here, guys, listen to your intuition. If the door opens randomly in a room with a patient passing away, they want the door open. Listen to the ghosts. I have so many more stories, guys. More to come. But I want to hear your creepy stories too. Share them with me. Creepiest things that have happened to me as a nurse, part 5. When I was an LPN, I worked at a nursing home at the beginning of my years, and we had this beloved resident that we called Jimmy, and he lived in 1A. And he would always go around and talk to us and say goodnight to us every single night. One day, Jimmy just beautifully died in his sleep. And then 3 days later, someone moved into his room and came out of his room the second and third night he was there and said, "Can you please tell Jimmy to get out of my room? He must be demented, and he keeps saying that this is his room, but this is my room, and can you please go in and talk to him?" Me and the other CNA were super freaked out, and we did not go in the room. Finally, Dawn, one of the other CNAs on another wing, was like, "I'll go in." No one was there.
What'd you think? Did those creep you out? Some of them are just things that I can't believe have ever happened at work. And the longer you work as a nurse, the more you realize there's another world out there. Did this convince you of the paranormal or an afterlife or anything like that? Let me know below in the comments, and let me know where you're watching from. I'm super curious how people find my channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Click the little notification button so that you get a notification every time I come out with a new video. It also helps the YouTube algorithm understand the kind of content that you like. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you at nursemegRN.com. Bye.